why was he signed by Manchester United? There are a few people that have now come out and said it. I think Patrice Evra was the first to kind of say, why did Manchester United sign him? They don't need him because he plays in the same position as Pogba, doesn't he?
Mm.
So why, when you've got Pogba, okay, yeah, you need a pretty good number two, but this kid is probably not come there to be the number two. This article from the Metro from a day ago says Jamie Redknapp believes Ole Gunnar Solskjaer already regrets signing Donny van de Beek for Manchester United and wishes he spent his transfer fee on a defender instead. £14 million he cost them in September. And it all came from, was it Van Basten, Marco Van Basten, who came out and said that that he shouldn't have gone to Manchester United because he had Barcelona and Bayern and Real Madrid on the table. He was apparently, allegedly, he was meant to sign for Real Madrid, but because of the whole current global world situation meltdown, they reneged on the deal because they weren't going to spend the amount of money they'd promised Ajax. And then Manchester United swooped in and signed. I feel that this signing was just Manchester United going, we'll buy him so nobody else can have him.
Yeah, I think Man United would probably they'd probably get a season out of him before selling him on for probably something like 25 million, and then he'll go to maybe a lower German team or something like that. But the boy's talented. He's very, very talented. I think too talented to be sat on the bench playing number two to Paul Pogba. You know, who's on his best day inconsistent. God, I'm sounding like Graham Souness now.
I mean, Pogba is good shout, lad. A good shout. Pogba, I'm outspoken on Pogba. He frustrates me because he's so good, but then he can be so awful at times, and that's what separates the Ronaldos and the Messis of this world. They are always on point, and they always work their asses off. Whereas Pogba, I'm no doubt that he's a hard worker. It just doesn't show always on the pitch.
Mm.
So,
yeah, it's frustrating because you see so much talent in someone, and you see flickers of it, and then you see some of the choices they make, and then you know how their work rate drops if they're not having the best of games. It's really annoying to see. I mean, with the signing of Donny van der Beek, it's a peculiar one. I think it was another case. It was similar to the case of Edison Cavani. You know, I think Man United just wanted to show that they're making moves in the transfer market to appease their fans. To say like, look, we've got the money to make big money signings. I think it's the same with Cavani and Van der Beek. They signed him just for the fact of signing him. I think Van der Beek would have been absolutely phenomenal for Barcelona because obviously he would pair up with Frankie de Jong again, who he was with at Ajax. And then if you think a lot of Barcelona's midfield are getting on in the years, obviously Sergio Busquets is now in his late 30s. You know, he's got far more matches behind him than he does ahead of him. So I think he would have kicked on at Barcelona because then it means that, all right, maybe he would have come off the bench for a season, and then when Busquets inevitably goes to China or retires, then he could step into that midfield role. Because then you've seen how well he complements Frankie de Jong's style of play wonderfully at Ajax in their Champions League semi-final this season. But I think Man United bought him just for the sake of buying him, and I genuinely don't think they need him. If there's any position on the pitch where they've got an embarrassment of talent, it's midfield. I mean, you've got McTominay, you've got Matic, you've got Pogba, you've got Fernandes, you've got Fred. All these midfielders vying for different places. You're spending money on a midfielder. So when you go out and spend money on a midfielder like that, that is not money you spend on a player that you then go to saying, okay, now we've bought you, now you fight for your place. That's money you spend on a player that gets straight into. You should only spend that money on a player who goes straight into your first team. I mean, if you look at Thomas Partey, last couple of games, Arsenal spent similar money for him. And the last two games he's played in, he looks like he's absolutely bossed the midfield. I think he's done quite well. I think obviously it's come up against lower opposition, which is fair. But to be fair, if you don't get the job done against a lower opposition, how are you expected to kick on against the big boys? And it's going to be a real telling sign to see. I'd like to see Donny van der Beek play tomorrow, because I think these big games with a lot on the line are the games that he can kick on, and they're the players. Those are the times where you want players like Van der Beek to kick on, and you don't want players like Pogba who could, you know, you could get either one of his two personalities.
I think since you brought up Thomas Partey, I will just say I think that's the key difference between the transfer policies of the two clubs. If you reflect on the transfers that Manchester United have made, this is clearly, for me, Manchester United are clearly being directed in the transfer market by Ed Woodward. Everybody knows that. And he clearly looks at players that are available and goes, we should sign him. Whereas at Arsenal, it is clear that Mikel Arteta, who was the head coach, he's now manager, clearly has a say in transfers, because Thomas Partey was exactly what he wanted as a manager, exactly what they needed as a squad, so they brought him in. And I think that's exactly the difference between... I get it, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to build a young team for the future that's going to do well for Manchester United, but signing players like Cavani is pretty useless. And quite frankly, here's what they should have done, in my opinion, with Van der Beek. They should have agreed to buy him. £40 million, buy him for £40 million, loan him back to Ajax for the season. Loan him back to Ajax, and then there you go. He's going to play for Ajax for another season. Do what Chelsea did. Chelsea send all their youngsters on loan. I'm just going to pull up this article now from the Manchester Evening News. This is Rio Ferdinand midweek on BT Sport. We're going to get into the Champions League match day 2, and we'll look ahead to match day 3 in a moment. Rio Ferdinand, according to this article, believes that Donny van der Beek brings something new to the table at Manchester United. Speaking to BT Sport, and I'm quoting here, I think he brings something that isn't there already, which is a lot of one-touch, two-touch football and movement in terms of playing and moving, and already looking for the next space to play the ball. United have got Fernandes in that position. Pogba can play there sometimes. Rashford, Electra, they're players who want to take several touches and manipulate the ball. Van der Beek does things in a very different way. There's a good blend, maybe a good balance to what they've already got. Considering he seems to be flying down a one-way stream here, the wrong way, given the currents of other opinionated people that have said that Van der Beek shouldn't have gone to Manchester United.